All right. Bungie is changing the way you get exotics in the final shape. They are covering all of this news in this week's TWID. We got starting in the final shape. Rahul is going to be the source for any new exotic armor that we release. So that's going to be very interesting. We have a shader icon revamp. If you've ever put on a shader and you had a crazy color combination that made no sense at all to what the shader icon looked like. And we have a complete breakdown of all of the Pantheon bosses, which may help give you some insight into clearing that, and a PvP map pack breakdown as well. So we got a lot of news to cover. We're going to go ahead and jump into it, and we're going to give you the TLDR as we briefly read through every single thing here, or passively read through parts of it, I should say. We've got PvP map pack launch. They've already covered this in a previous video. We got the Eventide Labs, and then they have a map of what it looks like if you're interested. Obviously, it'll feel a lot different when you actually get to jump into the map. Cirrus Plaza, and then you actually have to see the map now, so you can see this one is going to be a perfectly symmetrical map. And then you have Dissonance, and this one is going to be shaped like this, and you've got all the different callouts that are going to be on this one. And they're also going to do a new playlist called New Territory, where if you go in, it'll be 3v3 quick play, and it will be only the new maps on repeat. So if you're interested in just playing the new maps, I would hop in here. And you'll also get a new emblem called Slaycation, so that's pretty cool. It's good for Bungie to incentivize and hype up the new maps. I'm excited about that. Then we've got the Pantheon boss deep dive going on here. All right, so we've got each boss. We got Golgoroth. They are classified as Hive. We got the Blood of Oryx, Ogre, and Worm. So they got all these different classifications. Keep that in mind. Hazards, Void Eye Beam, Venomous Gaze, Unstable Light, Monstrous Strength, and Durability. These are all the things that he throws at you. The Venomous Gaze has got those little Axion darts that chase after you, and the Unstable Light buff, it blows you up and kills your teammates, or does a lot of damage to him as well. Make sure you push up next to him and blow him up with Unstable Light. You got Intel. Ogres are forged through Torturous Trials and Dark Trials from Torturous Trials and Dark Trials from corrupted and deformed thralls known as Unborn. They know only pain and are conditioned to hate and despise the light. Sounds like people on Reddit. Then we got Golgoroth is a hive ogre infested with burrowing parasites related to the worm gods and committed to Oryx's service. One of the most powerful ogres ever known, Golgoroth was felled aboard the Dreadnought by the same brave fire team that delivered the Taken King his final death. Got it. Vanguard operatives uncovered the Golgoroth had enlisted as a vessel to both tithe directly to Oryx and corrupt hordes of stolen light from Oryx's conquest. The ogre's flesh served as containment for a tablet of ruin. And then we've got all of note. The item has been vaulted for proper containment. Got it. So we got like some of the lore and the understanding of Golgoroth. Interesting. Caretaker, okay, their Scorn, Abomination, Altered, which is important when you think about the seasonal artifact. It actually does increase damage to Scorn. Make sure you have that on as well. Should do more damage to the boss. We got Resonant, Elixni, Former House Unknown, Worm Altered, Hazards, Scale Worm, Scale Drone, Swarm, Overcharged, Ether Blast, Sacred Dematerialization, that's a tough word, Resonant Empowerment, Intel, slain by the intrepid fire team that stormed the sunken pyramid in the Fated Court of Savathun. The Caretaker is being of which we know little. It resembles a Scorn abomination, but has the subject of several experiments and is believed to have been host to a worm. The Caretaker was entrusted with a collection of worm spawn as well as other entities the Witness and Rolk had attained to be analyzed and stored within the pyramid. Reports from fire teams raiding the sunken pyramid mention that the Caretaker appears to have been both victim to and overseer of experiments seeking to fuse worms and Scorn together. Interesting. Of note, multiple fire teams have commented on what appeared to be pet mutations that are believed to have belonged to the Caretaker. Whether these were rejected experiments or unsanctioned creations isn't known. Interesting. There is a discrepancy in the number of worm spawn marked as collected by the pyramid as those delivered in the tower's vault containment. Guardians who have information regarding their whereabouts should submit a report to the Vanguard leadership. Got it. You got Atrax here. He is classified Elixni, Exo, and plural, I guess. And then we have House Salvation, Baroness, House of Devils, got a shock rifle, extinction protocol, self-replication, teleportation. You got all these things going. Intel Exos are humanoid machines. Got it. Basically just going through the lore of this. You can kind of breeze through this and read it if you want. I don't think this gives anything particularly meaningful on how to fight him. Obviously you can break down the meta, but it is cool to give an explanation of these bosses, and it can kind of help you this stuff can actually kind of help you break down what his offense is and how to defend against that or strategize against that. Zoroark has been a true test this week as people try to jump into Pantheon. It's Cabal Shadow Legion clone. He's got that Magma Launcher. He's got that Searing Beam. That Column of Flame is insane. I hate that. Magma Launcher, Paracausal Shielding, Resonant Empowerment. And then you can go through the entire lore and the understanding of him as well if you're interested. Got all of that there. And they got the Pantheon Bungie rewards. You can get this ring if you want. I think it's kind of expensive. I think it was like 100 something bucks. Looks pretty epic though, but that's for you. You can buy it. You have to redeem it by, looks like June 3rd. And here we are onto some of the spicy stuff. Rahul's frequent decryptor program. We got the experience of grinding out new exotic armor can be a time-consuming process. It can take quite a few runs to get the drop you're looking for, and many more to get one that has stats that support your build. Besides that, with exotic armor pieces often forming the backbone of a powerful build, new players are regularly asked to spend a long time tackling challenging content solo before being able to run builds that support the most effective tactics. So they're going to expedite this now. Luckily, the Econ team has established a good working relationship with the tower's #1 Cryptarch over the last year as we added exotic armor focusing. And we have managed to help Rahul set up a new promotional program of sorts that makes farming the armor you want more deterministic and less dependent on rotators. Starting in the final shape, Rahul is going to be the source for any new exotic armor that we release. When you first talk to Rahul after the final shape launch, he'll introduce you to a new rewards program tied to his brand new reputation rank. The idea is simple. The more you decode engrams with him, the more you increase your reputation with him. Once you completely fill the reputation track and reset your rank, Rahul will allow you into the elite club, giving you access to a new tier of focusing. Once you become one of Rahul's engram insiders, he was very proud of the name, so be nice to him. You'll be able to purchase any piece of exotic armor for any character on your account for 1 exotic engram and 1 exotic cipher. Wow. In addition to the previous focusing options, because this is tied to Rahul's new reputation track, there's no weekly limit to using this tier focusing. Whoa. As long as you still have exotic ciphers and engrams. Yeah, it's hard to get exotic ciphers though. You can only get there's only a few sources of those. So maybe if they actually increased that, then it would be really, really exciting. But that's still cool. That's still a really good change. With this change, we are also altering the way that old sources of exotic armor work. First, lost sectors will keep the same drop rates for exotics, but will instead drop engrams whenever they would have previously dropped gear. The Amuna will also still drop exotic armor when you complete a Vex Strike Force encounter. We won't be adding any more armor to the drop list after the Season of the Wish. Got it? With these changes, we know you're wondering how long will it take to get this new fangled tier of focusing. I've got the world's first race to prepare for what? Without going into the exact numbers, the actions that will give the most reputation will be Precision Decryption, aka Tier 2 focusing, followed by Advanced Decryption, then opening an exotic engram, and last but not least, opening a prime engram. So if you want to be ready for the Witnesses forces as soon as possible, make sure to stock up on exotic engrams and ascended shards before June 4th, as with a little more than a full stock of exotic engrams, you'll be able to start focusing new armor. Got it. Okay, there it is. Stock up on exotic engrams and ascended shards. Very interesting. Shader icon revamp. Here we go. This is finally something that we've been needing for a long time. Maybe the shaders will actually represent what they should be looking like, not the crazy colors that you get when you slap some old shaders on. This is nice. This is what the current stuff looks like. And then this is what the new thing will look like. Much better. That's awesome. Very good, very good. And then we got a PvP Strike Team update. Hello everyone, PvP Strike Team. Talk about special ammo in the Crucible. Since update 7.3.5, we've been doing a substantial amount of iteration on our special ammo distribution systems. We've tried the meter system in multiple playlists, as well as 2 different versions of the ammo crates in competitive hardware and for the limited time in trials. Some people asked why we are bothering to do this level of experimentation, and we'd like to explain it. The respawn system. The original special ammo distribution system was brought into the game with Forsaken, and combined with allowing players to pick up ammo from defeated opponents, it eventually peaked in a shorter period of time where special ammo eclipsed primary weapons for final blows in Crucible. We walked it back several times, mostly focused on how much ammo you could pick up from bricks on the ground, but we were still left in a position of one-shot kill special weapons, making up a substantial percentage of Crucible final blows and contributing to the many of the issues with sandbox readability we have discussed before. While the respawn system had its issues and we felt there was some room for improvement, It did do a decent job of balancing ammo distribution between high and low performing players, with high performing players on average utilizing special ammo 1.5 to 2 times more than low performing players. Similarly, with years of the system in the place, the special ammo meta had solidified nicely. Shotguns were at the top, with around 47% of special weapons. Snipers and fusions combined 43%, and all the other special weapons 10%. When investigating changes to the respawn system, it became apparent that they were very limited in terms of how we could tune the system to get the desired effects that led to investigate 2 additional systems. While we wanted to be able to solve the problem of one too many one-hit kills in PvP, it was important to us that the new systems did not introduce new and potentially worse problems. Got us. That's why they're doing all this crazy experimentation. They've got the meter system here that they break down. Got all these different balance issues. And then they break down all the technical issues. Jeez, they go into some depth here. They've got a blended 1-1-1 system. Special ammo is going crazy inside trials right now. Let me know if you've been playing PvP and what you think of this new article, because I have not been playing very much PvP, so I am not that upset by it one way or the other, if I'm being honest. Super Black is now available. If you go do all of the weapon quests, you'll be able to get it. Make sure to snag that. And then they got Windows 7 and 8 support. Who's using Windows 7 still? Who is out there? Pantheon checkpoints are removed. Got Archie quest information here. We've seen confusion surrounding the Archie hunt quest and wanted to offer clarification. These quests are only intended to be available for 1 week each, and were made with this time limit in mind. We understand that this is not ideal for all players, which is why we made the shader available for 1 completion for any of the week quests. The lore attached to these trials will become available to all players. Wow, that's some Archie FOMO right there. Unbelievable. And that's a wrap on the movie of the week, artist of the week. That's everything from the TWID. Let me know your thoughts down below. Definitely looking forward to the new shader system. Rahul rework in final shape sounds good. And I'm going to continue to grind out Pantheon and try and help carry some people. So I'll see you by the live stream. Pop on in. Make sure to subscribe, smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one.